The sun is our closest star and a vital source of energy for life on Earth. According to the Bible, it's about 6,000 years old, unlike the evolutionists' claim that it is 4.6 billion years old. They say that the sun's position on the main sequence indicates it has a total lifespan of about 10 billion years, of which it has already spent approximately 4.6 billion years. Thank you for continuing to watch this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and support my channel and click the like button and also post your comments. This will also help in taking the love of Jesus to this world. Genesis chapter 1 verses 14 to 19. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth." And it was so. Then God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the fourth day. A significant distinction is made between the concepts of light and lights within the creation narrative. The term lights, that is me'oroth in Hebrew, specifically refers to tangible sources of light, such as the sun, moon, and stars, contrasting with light, which denotes the concept of light itself, as created by God. Me'oroth is not the same as light, of verse 3. This differentiation highlights a significant transition in the creation story, from the introduction of light as an abstract element to the establishment of physical entities that emanate this light throughout the universe. The sun is the star closest to us and gives us the energy we need to live. Based on the Bible, it's only a little over 6,000 years old, but scientists think it's 4.6 billion years old. They also believe it will last for about 10 billion years in total, and right now, we're about halfway through that time. The sun is called a G-type main sequence star or a G-dwarf star, which is a way of classifying stars by how bright they are, their color, temperature, and what stage of life they're in. The sun is really big, with a diameter of approximately 864,000 miles, that is 1.39 million kilometers. It's so big that you could fit 1.3 million Earths inside it. But even though it's huge, it's actually considered a medium-sized star compared to others out there. The sun is mostly made up primarily of hydrogen, which is about 74%, and helium, which is about 24%, with a little bit of other stuff like oxygen, carbon, neon, and iron. The core of the sun is super hot, about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 15 million degrees Celsius. The surface, or photosphere of the sun, is cooler, but still extremely hot at 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The outer layer of the sun, called the corona, is even hotter than the inside, reaching millions of degrees. Contrary to the biblical account, astronomers claim that in about 4.6 billion years, the sun will exhaust its hydrogen fuel and become a red giant, eventually transforming into a white dwarf. It's interesting to note that while many stars exist in binary systems or larger groups, our sun is a solitary star, which is less common in the universe. Our daily lives are profoundly influenced by the sun, from determining our planet's climate to enabling photosynthesis in plants. The sun's gravity holds the solar system together, and its light and heat make Earth habitable. Without the sun, Earth would become a frozen, lifeless rock, and without its gravitational anchor, Earth would drift away into space. Stars, including our sun, are colossal balls of hot gas primarily composed of hydrogen, with helium and trace amounts of other elements. Astronomers say these stars form in massive clouds of gas and dust known as molecular clouds. Scientists say when parts of these clouds collapse under their own gravity, they heat up and form protostars, eventually igniting nuclear fusion in their cores to become stars. They estimate the universe could contain up to 1 septillion, that is, a 1 followed by 24 zeros, stars. They also say that our own Milky Way galaxy is home to more than 100 billion of them. Fascinatingly, they say every day approximately 275 million new stars are formed in the universe. In the face of secular claims about star formation and evolution, the biblical perspective offers a distinct viewpoint. The Bible tells us that God created the heavens, the earth, and all celestial bodies within 6 days, including the stars, suggesting an age for the universe significantly shorter than the billions of years proposed by many astronomers. This timeline challenges the secular model of stars, gradually forming from gas clouds over millions of years, as it would contradict the Bible's account of creation order and time frame. Secular theories often involve stars forming from gas clouds under their own gravity, a process thought to be ongoing. Yet creationists point out that such theories rely on existing stars to trigger cloud collapse, posing a circular problem for explaining the origin of the very first stars. Moreover, the enormous number of stars in the universe poses a challenge for secular models, which suggest an even higher star formation rate in the past to account for the current star count, a premise not directly supported by observable evidence today. Creation science often questions the assumptions made in conventional star formation theories, such as the age of stars being based on millions of years of stellar evolution and the role of dust disks in star formation. Observations of young stars and their surrounding dust disks raise questions about the age of these disks and whether they had any role in the formation of the stars themselves. They question the conventional understanding of star formation, emphasizing that the process described by astronomers involves many assumptions, particularly regarding the timescales of millions to billions of years. From a creationist perspective, the existence of stars and disks could be much younger than mainstream science suggests, potentially aligning with a timeline of thousands instead of millions of years. They question the naturalistic explanations for the origins of stars and propose that the observable universe, with its vast number of stars, aligns more closely with a young universe model as described in biblical creation. They argue that observations of star formation and the properties of stars and their associated dust disks could be interpreted within a framework that does not require long ages, suggesting instead a more recent, direct creation by divine action. Ultimately, while the Bible doesn't explicitly forbid the idea of stars forming after creation week, it does challenge the naturalistic assumptions underlying secular star formation theories, with creationists urging caution against letting speculative science interpretations overshadow biblical truths. The discussion on whether stars can form today remains open within the creationist community, reflecting a broader dialogue on interpreting God's Word in light of the natural world. The Moon, Earth's only natural satellite, doesn't produce its own light. Instead, it reflects sunlight. The Moon orbits the Earth at an average speed of about 2,288 miles per hour, an average speed of approximately 38 miles per minute. It appears to change shape due to the varying parts lit by the Sun as it orbits Earth. This side always faces us because the Moon rotates at the same rate it orbits Earth. During solar eclipses, the Moon moves between Earth and the Sun, casting a shadow on our planet and momentarily turning day into night. These events are a spectacular demonstration of the celestial dynamics at play within our solar system. Contrary to the biblical account, scientists believe the Moon formed from debris after a Mars-sized object collided with Earth. Moving further into the Genesis creation narrative, these sources of light are described as being set in the firmament or the expanse of heaven, which from the human perspective on Earth appears as a vast canvas in the sky, showcasing these luminous bodies. The creation of these lights was also meant to divide the day from the night. This division continues the cycle of day and night, initiated by God's creation of the bodies of light, playing a vital role in the rhythm of life on Earth, including the measurement of time and the regulation of biological cycles. There's a common belief that Stars and planets can shape our futures, a view used by astrologers to make predictions. But this goes against what the Bible says. The Bible does not support the notion that God created celestial bodies for astrologers to predict human futures. The Bible gives us heads up about not getting caught up in star signs for predictions. For example, Jeremiah tells people not to be scared of what the stars might suggest, and Isaiah pokes fun at astrologers, showing it's not wise to follow their advice. Even with this clear message, there were times when people in the Bible found it tough not to be swayed by the star-worshipping habits of their neighbors. This shows how hard it can be to stick to one's own beliefs among different cultural practices. Moreover, these celestial bodies were intended to serve as signs for significant earthly and divine events, go beyond their role in timekeeping. For example, during Joshua's time, the sun standing still was seen as a sign of God's favor. Similarly, the backward movement of the sun's shadow in Hezekiah's time, the darkness at noon during the crucifixion, and the prophecy of falling stars, signaling Christ's second coming, are all instances where these natural phenomena were imbued with profound spiritual significance. These events illustrate how, according to the biblical narrative, the celestial bodies also act as divine signals, marking moments of God's intervention, and significant historical and eschatological events. Acknowledging the universe's complexity, it's remarkable that the Earth and the Moon move independently. In addition, the Earth is being swept along with the Sun at the frightful speed of 1,117 miles a minute, or 67,000 miles an hour. When one realizes that none of these movements are related, it can readily be understood that it would take a special act of the Creator to achieve such an astounding feat. Therefore, the law governing the revolutions of the Earth on its axis was established. That is, it was firmly fixed or enacted by the Creator in the beginning. The way Earth moves around the Sun and how the Moon moves around Earth is the basis for our calendars, like those that track the Moon, the Sun, or both. This dance in the sky has been guiding people for a very long time, influencing when we celebrate important occasions and how we understand time itself. The sun, moon, and stars are not just for telling time or for their effects on nature. They play a big role in our traditions and celebrations, showing how closely linked we are to the sky's patterns. Their patterns impact so much more than just human stuff. They affect farming, sailing, and even animal behaviors, like when birds decide to migrate or breed. This connection shows how the rhythms of the sky touch every part of our lives and the world around us. Astronomers and those who navigate the seas rely on the regular patterns of the sun, moon, and stars, because they always move in predictable ways. This makes them great guides for finding our way and understanding the universe. Their steady paths show us the amazing order and beauty of space, which many believe is a sign of the wisdom behind how the world was created. Furthermore, the verse explores the origin of the stars, presenting two main theories. The first suggests that the stars, along with the sun and moon, were created during the creation week, implying that before this period, the universe was an empty void. The second theory proposes that the stars were created earlier, but are mentioned during the account of the creation week because they are relevant to the discussion of heavenly luminaries. The verse leans towards questioning the first view, suggesting that it's unlikely the vast universe was entirely empty before the creation week. However, the main point of these verses is to show that the sun, moon, and stars were all made by God's power. This idea goes against the belief that the universe has always existed on its own. By saying that everything in the universe, including stars and planets, was created by God, the Bible highlights God's role and power in making everything that exists. This story isn't just about where celestial bodies come from, it also shows the bigger picture of how everything in the universe is part of God's creation. Thinking about the big questions of the universe and how it all began, how do you feel about science and faith working together to explain everything around us? Do you think they clash? Or do you believe they can work together to help us find answers? Please post what you think in the comments. Please also browse through my other videos in this channel that may be of interest to you. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and support my channel. This will help in taking the love of Jesus to this world.